All right, here we go. Our parking lot repair. So I'm actually gonna turn this off because I don't want it to get hot on me. Get this going. Whoo, it's warm in this truck. Who buys a black truck in Texas? Sheesh. Here's what we got. We got a 2005 Chevy Avalanche here with a 5.3 in it, right? So what we're gonna do is I already know the problem. We're gonna change the oil pressure sensor, right? So I'm gonna show you what happens here whenever I can get this scan pulled up. But essentially, he had the oil pressure sensor replaced like yesterday, I think. And he's running rough at idle and throwing some check engine lights. So I'm gonna pull up those codes, right? But what happens is if you, on these 5.3s, and I think this pretty much is everything from like 99 or like early 2000s all the way up to like 2010 or something. But if you don't use an AC Delco brand, oil pressure sensor, then the aftermarket ones will sometimes throw you into limp mode, sometimes just throw check engine lights. It'll have you idling bad. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know if the signal that they send is interfering with other signals going to the PCM, or if the sensor or the PCM's just misidentifying the signal that it's sending. So I don't know if it's an interference problem. I don't know if it's just a bad signal problem. But either way, this is a common thing. So if you do the oil pressure sensor, which is not a fun job to do, once you've done it a handful of times, you can do it in a parking lot like I'm about to. But the first few times you do it, it's a pain until you get it all figured out. So make sure you buy the AC Delco brand. It's definitely more expensive. It's about $60 at O'Reilly's. So I don't know what other auto parts stores charge. I'll put a link in Amazon to an AC Delco one though in the description. So if you haven't ordered it yet and your oil pressure sensor isn't working, there will be a link in the description to an AC Delco one on Amazon if you'd like to order it. Okie dokie. So the oil pressure sensor is located on the back side of the engine, pretty far down. So you have to reach through this little hole right here. There's no way I'm gonna be able to show this on video, but I think I have one of these engines out of the car at the shop. If not, I'll find a picture of one so you can see what it looks like. This whole thing has to be done by feel. But I will show you the exact setup that will get it done every time and make this doable in the vehicle. Let me reach my hand back in there and get it unplugged, and then I'll show you the setup and we'll get it out. Okay. So there's two ways you can go about this. Some of these have enough room. They all require the specialty oil pressure sensor socket, right? It looks like this. Some of them have enough room that if you have a super small, short, stubby swivel ratchet, you can get on it. I know this one was just recently changed, so I can get on it with this and I can spin it most likely, right? But the real setup to do all of them guaranteed is you need a swivel. So you put the extension, so you put the socket on a swivel with a 3-inch extension like this, another swivel, and a 6-inch extension. So this setup right here, this is a swivel, 3-inch extension, swivel, 6-inch extension. This with the oil pressure socket will do absolutely every one of these. So you fish it down in here like so. A lot of times I'll take the whole swivel assembly without the 6-inch extension, right? So I'll fish it down in there, get it on there like this, right? And then I'll attach the 6-inch extension on it. And maybe I'll just run this setup just so you can see it. I don't think I need it in this case. I don't know what changes that gives it a little extra room like it has right now, but yeah, I'll just run this just so you can see it. So let me get it set up and I'll show you what it looks like coming out of the backside of the engine. Okay, there you have it. That's how it will come out going down in there. So I'm gonna set this camera here. Hopefully I don't bonk it down, but let's see here. So then you just go nice and slow. There we go. We'll get it nice and loose to where we feel like we can do it by hand. And once we hit that point, I'll reach down there and finish unscrewing it. I'm not getting my ratchet clicked in. I'm trying to reach over and make this viewable for the camera. This is goofy, man. All right, I think we're there. All right, I'm gonna reach back down there now with the socket and just unscrew it with the socket and pull it out. So I'll show you also, I bring a step stool and I like lay across the front end. So I'll set this up here and show you how that looks. All right, there we go. Oil pressure sensors out. So now I'm gonna grab the AC Delco one, which I have in here already. Here it is, it's GM part number 2677836. Like I said, I'll have a link in the description. If you're in a hurry, you can go to any part store. We signed up for the Amazon Associates thing though, so if you order it through our link, we get a small kickback and that always helps, so I would appreciate that. But here we go. Man, dude, that thread sealer got tore up too, boy. All right, I'm gonna fish this back in, screw it in. I'll put my same setup back in. I'll fish the socket on. I'll snug it up tight, plug it back in, and we're home free. All right, she's in, she's snugged up. I also noticed while I was in here that this band clamp is loose as hell on this intake. So, you know, make sure you tighten your band clamps, people.